Hi there, Sarah again from Standing Up to Scoliosis. So this, part 2 of scoliosis in professional dance. So I realised in my last video that I totally forgot to say something really important about the people I knew who had scoliosis, who did professional dance to a high level, did the full-time training. So they all had a curve. So the largest curve I ever knew someone to do to a really good level is 55 degrees. I never met anyone with a larger curve than that. So one thing you do have to know with dance, professional and scoliosis, is that when you audition, for a full-time training course, or when they're auditioning you for a show, they're really analysing your figure, how you look, and if you have a curve that's really large, larger than this sort of level where they say they're going to do surgery, they're not going to hire you for a job unless you audition for like a disability contemporary dance company or something. So there is an option, like there are people with disabilities who dance in contemporary dance companies, but yeah, like for general commercial work, West End shows, ballet, like that, people can do ballet with small curves. I think ballet is even harder because they're so looking at the alignment and the posture. So yeah, I obviously, I'd had the surgery, so my curve was like very small, like when I auditioned. But even then, they were still like going, "Your posture's not good enough, Sarah." Like one of the ballet teachers was going, "You need to push this up, pull that there." And I was like, "You do know I have metal rods in. You do know I have a scoliosis. You can't just force the posture correct." So yeah, that was a bit nuts. So they kept, people can be very critical. So that's another thing, like the psychological impact of having scoliosis and doing professional dance, knowing that people are analysing your posture, your figure constantly, like people criticising, and not everyone in the industry is like that, is negatively critical. But obviously some people, they love quirkiness, they love different, they love, I remember getting to do some contemporary dance pieces, and I know I got chosen because I moved in a quite quirky, different way. Like people liked the mobility, they appreciated the way I moved, rather than were like just criticizing every imperfection of my posture, or the way I looked. So it's quite a mixed industry, and it is something that people with scoliosis can and do, but really be careful long term. And another thing, so for part 2, like I really wanted to talk about dance in general and scoliosis. So obviously a lot of people who do a lot of dancing, so there's some studies done, and people, particularly ballet and rhythmic gymnastics, or gymnastics in general, but rhythmic more. So ones where you're like forced to stretch, like, and be more super mobile, like within the training, is more common for people to get scoliosis. So some people say, is doing ballet good for my scoliosis? And the thing about doing professional dance training, even if it's for commercial dance, like what I did musical theatre dance degree, I still had to do ballet class every morning. Like for some reason, the dance system in the West, in our country, is very ballet based. Ballet is the core of your technique, and you can't be a contemporary dancer without good ballet technique. So I love contemporary dance. With my scoliosis, I was drawn to fluid movements, connecting to the earth, moving from my center. Like I love emotional expression. I also love earth-based sort of folk sort of dancing, and things like I find most therapeutic and beneficial for my scoliosis are the more earthy, fluid, like feminine styles, like the popping and some belly dance, like some of these sort of things. For some reason in the West, the basis of our training system, although the commercial industry branches into all the different styles, there's an opportunity for you to do classes in any style you want. The foundation of the training is a bit more classical ballet, a bit more upright, a bit more, this sort of technique. So that can be problematic for scoliosis, because basically you can do ballet without, you know, with really good technique and really good posture. Obviously it doesn't have to cause a scoliosis doing that, but maybe for someone who already has a bit of a scoliosis and they don't have the perfect figure for ballet. So, you know, most people can do ballet professional if you don't have the perfect figure as well. Like there are shorter ballet dancers with shorter legs, you know, doing more character roles. But let me tell you, like, if you don't have good spinal flexibility and good turnout to do a ballet class, like and to do it professional training, like they do try and make you do, like they want the leg up here, they want, you know, aesthetically you are pushed. And you can, I think if you've got a scoliosis, you have to say no. You have to say no, I'm getting my control and my core and my technique underneath the huge mobility, you know, because the huge mobility is what pulls the curve more. And also the thing with ballet is you know, the whole thing is pulling up, and people with scoliosis tend to have flat back and hyperextension. They tend to have lost the thoracic curve and the natural lumbar booty, you know. So this sort of like, this is why now, like, I'm older and I've left the professional dance world, I do more tribal belly dance. I do more like feminine styles of dance. I do little isolation moves and somatic things that are like helping me get my lordosis back again. I'm doing like training, you know, for my belly, rather than just pulling up, like gripping on the shoulders, like, you know. What we don't want is this constant gripping on hyperextension, because that is part of the scoliosis pattern, in the most common scoliosis pattern in the first place already. So be careful with ballet. I'm not sure it's ideal to do ballet every day if you've got scoliosis, but if you do and it's part of your training and you know, and that's what you love to do, just be careful the way you do it. And yeah, so obviously I would advise people who do professional dancing to do therapy on themselves, to try and do some corrective scoliosis exercises, to have regular massage, to meditate, to eat well, you know, to do all the therapeutic things as well, because your body is like your tool, it's your instrument, you know. But yeah, I think the thing with dancing is dancing is great for scoliosis, because, you know, you're getting like this like impulse through the body. So, you know, you're getting the feeling, the flow through the bones, the impulse from the earth. It's giving you awareness, you know, of your body. But you just want to try and do a balance of different styles. You know, like I also love the rhythms, the earth, the tap and the folk and the earth rhythms. I find the vibration through my spine very helpful, because we have a lot of nerve receptors for vibration for our bones, and stuff that's really connecting you deep, like more to the earth and your bones. Like I would go for more of those sort of dance styles, rather than the ones that are making you, you know, more up in the heavens and flying, but you know, like up, because obviously that's where you're gripped on and stuck already. But you can't run before you walk, so it's totally understandable why people with scoliosis are drawn to ballet and drawn to dance styles that are uplifting, because we have like bones that are dropping. So I know it's a bit of a contrary condition, that our impulse is to pull up. People get very drawn to yoga and to ballet and dance and things that are like stretching and pulling up and gripping on more. And but I've just found through the years that obviously when I was participating in more of those types of dance and gymnastics and yoga, that was making my scoliosis worse. And actually, yeah, it's since I've got down into my body and grounded into my pelvis and worked on the pelvis and the alignment here and the more earth-based things, that I'm then able to anchor my body and actually lift the bones up. So it is a hard thing to get your head around, that you have fallen, collapsed bones and you want to pull up, you want to do the dance styles. And I'm not saying don't do them, because if you don't do anything, you're better off doing ballet, doing yoga, doing those styles than doing nothing, because that's what your body's telling you. It's like an impulse, it's telling you to do it. Pull up, stretch, do this. Better off doing that than not, or you're going to get in pain. But is it going to help correct the curve, or could it potentially even pull the curve and keep it progressing more? Possibly. So what you need is to get down and grounded, and obviously don't collapse into the curve. When anyone is saying to get into the pelvis and to, we're obviously asking you to keep things toned, not collapsed into the bones. But yeah, once you can get fully relaxed and grounded in the body, that is when you can start to get curve corrections and start to do the Schroff exercises, or the specialist scoliosis corrective exercises. So yeah, that's just the way the body grows and functions in the womb. It roots itself first, and then it grows up, and then it unfolds out, and then it goes down. It's a cycle: roots up, grow down, like a life cycle of nature, like a little figure of 8, infinity sign going. So if you're just focusing like, oh shit, I got injured, this bone's collapsed down, and I'm just going to keep trying to grip up from wailing in the ocean and collapsed in the waters, if you don't get rooted again first, you will never change your structure or shape or grow up in a different way with your scoliosis. So yeah, it's a very long video, and it is a complicated condition, but the basics of human development and growth and the way we grow in the womb, there's science behind that. It makes total sense. So if you just aim for what you want, what is natural and what you want to achieve, rather than just working on gut impulse and reflexive instincts, you're going to get further of helping your scoliosis. But yeah, dance in general, amazing stuff. Great for anyone, great for the soul as well. But yeah, obviously combine it, do strength training as well. Don't just work on mobility and fluidity. Definitely you want always wanting to be trying to achieve balance in the structure of your body. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say. Such a big topic. So many different dance styles out there. And yeah, particularly, like the native styles, because the bones are sort of considered linked with the ancestors and the earth and the structure. I love dance styles that connect to nature myself, as well. I love, just anything that replicates the motions of nature within the body. I think dance is a great therapeutic tool for scoliosis, but it's definitely not the only thing. There's definitely specific exercises that can help correct it, specific therapeutic things that you need to do. I did professional dance training. I worked for 2 years. It did nothing. It didn't correct my scoliosis. It wasn't working. It was just something that I loved and felt I needed to do in my life. And now I'm rehabbing myself. I'm having the rods out. I'm realising it is part of my rehab program as well. It wasn't to start with, I had to start very gentle, with Pilates and somatics and very gentle gym, aerobic stuff and TRX and, all the bands and balls and the gentle therapeutic stuff. But I have realised that it does help me helped me connect with the flow of my spine, going back to doing the odd ballet class, or contemporary movement. You know, dancing is can definitely be part of a scoliosis therapy program, but you just have to be intentional about the way you do the dancing and the way the nervous system is connecting with the body, if you're trying to correct the curve as well. Yeah, so because the dance training, the technique is very specific with the way the nervous system interacts with the body and the proprioception. So yeah, definitely quite a powerful combination to do the dancing in an intentional way that will help your posture and help you correct the curve and support from the bottom up. I think this video has been way too long enough. So yeah, I hope that's helped anyone who might be thinking of doing professional dance, or just wants to do dance as a hobby and is thinking, is this going to help my scoliosis or not? Yeah, over and out, and hope everyone has a lovely day. It's a beautiful sunny day today.